Salisbury Center, we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the ring and fighting out of the red corner, it's Sekou Camara.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Thai Championship Boxing and the return of Sekou Camara. I had great things to say of this young fighter in his debut here in TCB. Unable to secure the dub, but this 24-year-old showed a lot of fighting spirit, and I believe that with that hunger still in his eyes, this could be his chance to get one in the win column.
Yeah, excited to see this one here in the lightweight division, 155 pounds. Sekou Camara come out of Trident Academy of Martial Arts, and man, he is looking lean and mean. I mean, this guy looks like cuts a little bit of weight to make this weight class. I mean, he's got some big shoulders, some muscles he's bringing into the ring, and excited to see this young 24-year-old Sekou get inside the cage, or sorry, the TCB ring, and make his mark tonight.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one. Of course, Sekou Camara, 24 years old, fighting out of Trident Academy of Martial Arts, has a long future ahead of him. Excited to see what he can do here and now.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring and fighting out of the blue corner, it's McGinley.
Now, for as much as I have confidence, Brent, in the presence here of Sekou Camara, McGinley is going to be an incredibly difficult fight for him. 25 years old, 5'9", rivaling the height of Camara, but also with a 1-0 record out of 9 Realms MMA. This man is one who is really looking to light TCB on fire.
Yeah, I spoke with him in the back. He was really focused, really excited for this one. Says he does both MMA and Muay Thai. But originally started in boxing, actually, at the young age of 14, and so went from boxing, transitioned to Muay Thai. Originally from Baltimore, Maryland, now living and training here in Virginia under expert coach Josh Thompson with 9 Realms, and he was just, I could see that look in his eye. He was very serious. And he was ready to rock and roll when I spoke with him back in the locker room. So excited to see this one. He is coming in here undefeated and looking to, I'm sure, keep that record unscathed here, coming in here at 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely the case. 1-0, a good record for many of the fighters that we had starting off here. That's enough momentum to get you all the way to a title shot, with another one being brought here to the table for McGinley. He could be looking to get that lightweight belt.
Yeah, very well could be, especially if he gets through a guy like Sekou Camara, who looks lean and mean and ready to go. Really excited to see these guys get after it. And let's note something here, Chris, too, that these guys are not wearing shin guards, so that creates a little different level of pain when you're throwing those kicks. Wouldn't you say, Chris?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that, man. This is going to be an action-packed one, too. Oh, goodness. 2 of my favorite fighters put together here at TCB. It is a real treat. Let's see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the TCB lightweight division. It is brought to you by our friends at Gray Realty Group, the top real estate team in Northern Virginia. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'9" and weighing in at 152 pounds, fighting out of Trident Academy of Martial Arts, it's Sekou Camara! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'9" and weighing in at 156 pounds, fighting out of 9 Realms with a record of 1 win and no defeats, it's McGinley! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the TCB lightweight division. It is brought to you by Gray Realty Group, and your referee is Angel Ortiz.
The wonderful Angel Ortiz about to start us off for what could actually be match of the night if things go according to as I've envisioned it. This is going to be an interesting one. Sekou Camara, hungry for his first win, up against Stephen McGinley, looking to get the momentum necessary to
Oh!
in the lightweight division. And is that it? At least a standing 8 count. Sekou Camara rattled off of a single blow.
Oh my goodness, that left hook. We talked about how he started off in boxing, and I don't know if Sekou is going to be the same after that if Stephen puts another one of those on him. Jeez,
Already
going
now
shin
fighting in
to
a massive
shin.
point deficit. Sekou Camara is going to need to try to right things quickly here, but I don't know if McGinley is going to give him the opportunity. See just how light on the feet the blue corner representative is. Out of 9 rounds, getting the clinch, forcing Camara over to the corner, and it just kind of feels like right now he's completely outmatched on every front.
Yeah. McGinley definitely imposing his will here, starting off round number 1, and if he lands another one of those hands, which it looks like he's going to be aiming for, it could be a short night here for Sekou.
Back to neutral position, open stance. So both of these guys pretty long-legged, maybe looking to accelerate those back legs into massive shots here. But immediately Camara going to try to initiate a clinch. Good catch on the kick on the way out there by McGinley to try to keep pressure going. Multiple piece combo. Good job by Camara, though, recovering from that initial blow that sent him sprawling to play defensively and keep the tempo. Somewhat even between these two fighters. McGinley swinging yet again. Camara absorbing blows, kind of falling forward into a clinch. They're off of a hook. This is getting a little bit scary.
Yeah, he's not all there. He took a hard right hand there. I think he's still not all there from that left hook. And he's not offering any boxing. I know this is called Thai boxing, and he's not throwing any hands. He's reaching with his hands, and that's where he's getting plugged with these big shots. And man, that's going to be tough moving into round 2 for him.
I would definitely agree. Clappers are sounded, so he's going to be able to get a brief reprieve here. But honestly, McGinley has put so much of the fight on his side with that early knockdown. This is going to be a really tough one for Sekou Camara.
Yeah. If I was, and I'm sure Coach Josh Thompson is. I saw him smiling at Steven and probably told him, hey, give me a little bit more of the same of that. Maybe some more boxing because Sekou is not offering too much in the boxing realm. He's got some nice kicks. He's working some stuff from the clinch, but if he's reaching with his hands, not protecting his face, up against a guy like McGinley who started boxing when he was 14, that sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. I really do think that Camara, for as much as we say he's not all there, did recover and have some good defensive moments. But yeah, his boxing is stuffed and punished. But to a degree, I wonder if that's just a matter of him being scared more so than him not necessarily having his wits about him, just by virtue of the fact that even when we saw him the last time around, he was very reliant upon kicks as his main game plan. And when he wasn't kicking, he was in the tie-up. He was in the clinch.
Okay, yeah, so that might be his game. But, you know me, a strong advocate for Champions League boxing. I want to see him have some hands. He's got to have some hands.
Absolutely 100%, and I do think that it's the hands that have been bringing the blue corner to a pretty strong lead here. Moving in around number 2, Camara doing what he can to try to right that, but McGinley still playing at the periphery of Camara's range, forcing a lot of deep engages here, and then punishing Camara in kind, having to go there into the shell. Not a good place to be when you got somebody of this stature bearing down upon you. 5'9", 155 pounds of wiry muscle here. Stephen McGinley is looking to run away with this one.
Yeah, he's very aggressive, but Sekou actually looking a little better this round with some good clinch work. Landed a right hand of his own, been landing some nice kicks too, and we can't forget that they don't have shin guards on. So these kicks are a little bit more significant, not only points-wise, but pain-wise. And, that might be a strategy for Sekou.
All right. Knees traded, deep tie-up, pinning both of these arms. Not really much that Sekou could do here. Going to be sent sprawling off of that one. awkward positioning, especially with that knee. Could have been a low play on the way down in terms of the impact. Looks like they're both ready to go, though. Camara trying to trade back. Good shots upon the thigh of McGinley here. McGinley, though, happy to just rush back in, and it kind of feels like Sekou Camara's entire defensive stance is completely falling apart here. It's going to be an overcount.
Looks like he's ready to go, but I am glad expert referee Angel Ortiz stepped in there, because I think he did need that breather.
We're right back into it. Camara looking completely out of it at this point. It just seems like an inevitability that the red corner is going to be going down. This is the end of the second round. Camara got to survive one more, but unfortunately the points need out of his reach.
Yeah, I think McGinley could come in here just based on what I've seen and start working on maybe getting a finish here in this last round.
All right, round number 3 underway. You can see the difference in the body posture of these two. Camara sitting down, just trying to get as much recovery time as possible. McGinley almost looking casual in his corner.
Yeah. Taking a little breather, getting a little water, loading up the firepower. And, yeah, I'm glad expert referee Angel Ortiz is taking a close look at Sekou, because, you know, his corner should really also take a close look. Yeah, I think the fight's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going to be waved off. Cannot get up from his chair. Sekou Camara exhausted. And Stephen McGinley will move up to 2-0.
Yeah, great stuff from McGinley. I mean, that's how you start a fight, man. Put the guy on the floor in the first 10 seconds of the fight. But ultimately, I hope Sekou is okay. He's over there laying in his corner right now. Hopefully will receive the proper medical attention.
Yep, already with the doctor on him. Hopefully he'll be able to recover. But McGinley, in the meantime, paying respects to his opponent here. Making himself a champion. I said it at the start of this fight, and I'll continue beating that drum. I do think that Stephen McGinley out of 9 Realms MMA could become your new champion in this division.
Yeah, now I know what you mean. I don't believe I've seen him fight before, but man, he's a fire plug, man, and definitely a guy to keep our eye on here in the lightweight division.
Yeah, definitely. We are quickly going to go here to the official announcement, but hopefully Sekou Camara will return to fight here in TCB another day. This just was a difficult match for him, coming out, getting his expectations and his head rocked at the same time with that initial hook from there. Just didn't look the same, and makes sense that he couldn't make the bell for round number 3.
Yeah, I think he's getting proper professional medical attention for our TCB staff. I think he might just be exhausted and just kind of his brain rattled a bit, but he does have his eyes open. He's breathing normal, and I see him communicating with the doctors. So I'm hoping this is just a learning lesson for him. He's going to get right back in here. Yeah,
absolutely
let's
the case, but here we go. Round of applause for Stephen McGinley, putting this one away in 2 rounds, leading to the end here before the bell for round number 3. Angel Ortiz accompanying him center of the ring to make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a round of applause for Sekou Camara. We're all praying for a speedy recovery, Sekou. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Angel Ortiz has called a stop to the action at the beginning of the third round after the red corner could not answer the bell. For your winner by TKO, out of the blue corner, it's Stephen McGinley.
And congratulations to Stephen McGinley walking away with another victory here in TCB. And this reign of his may just be beginning.